across the beautiful African continent. It is day 7 of the COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championship as the best 4 sides now remain on in pursuit of the COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championship title. Day 7 does mean that we are done with the group stages, and right now they look forward to the semi-finals with all the teams that remain now. They'll be thinking about booking their spot in the final as they'll be looking to go to the Total Under-20 African Cup will be happening out in Mauritania. So exciting times as far as the COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championship, but also the competition has gone to the next level. Now 11 countries that came here in Port Elizabeth, all in the search of getting through to the knockout stages, but also in terms of making sure that they book their spot in the final. Who got the better of who in Group A? Well, Mozambique undefeated, denying South Africa an opportunity to go through to the knockout stages. They got the better of Zimbabwe as well as Lesotho. Tightly contested one with the defending champions in the young Chipolopolo that got the better of all the teams in this particular group. Another team that made it through from this group is the young brave Lions of the young brave Warriors of Namibia, who were able to get through in terms of the best runners-up position. Group C only consisted of 3 teams, and it was the best of the 2 games that they played, with goal difference playing a major role in this particular one as Angola were able to get against the Botswana. Eswatini kept on hoping that things would fall in their favor, but it was not to be, as a goal difference played a big role. Now let's hear from both coaches in terms of what it means for them to get to this particular juncture, but also going forward and what it is that they'll have to do. Coach, you haven't been with the team for long. What was top of mind when you took over?
O treinador não está há muito tempo com a seleção. O que é que esteve em cima desta decisão de estar à frente dos destinos do Sub-20?
Bem, a vida nos reserva. Penso que a nação precisa dos quadros angolanos e foi esse momento que decidiu ficar para a seleção nacional.
We live the day by the day. By now, it has been the nation that has called, so he felt obliged to come to and represent the national team.
First changes in Aldeira as well as GG, how has that impacted the team?
Tivemos algumas mudanças obrigatórias em função de situações administrativas. Como é que isto teve impacto na definição do grupo?
Bem, primeiro dizer de que a COSAFA tem que rever os regulamentos em todas as competições.
COSAFA needs to review their rules because in every competition, once you go through another phase, from the group phase to the finals, you have to clear the cards that are issued to players.
All the best. Obrigado.
Tudo bom? Obrigado.
Tudo bem.
Okay, thank you. Obrigado.
Coach, what are the major differences in terms of knockout football as well as group stages?
Look, really my players need to be on sound if we want to go through to the next round. We have played against Angola before, but that was in the 17 COSAFA, and it was also semi-final where they hammered us 7-0 the last time. And some of those boys are here today as well. It's a different ball game, you know, different from the group stages. Now you have to be more aware. You must not make mistakes, you know, and you have to score goals. Whatever you get in front of the goal, you have to make sure in terms of taking your chances. Discipline must be better. Team effort must be better, and our aggression must be better. So today we are going to fight for our Namibian nation. You know, as you all know, our football wasn't there for some time. So we're going to fight for our country. You know, we're going to play with pride today and see what happens.
Just quickly, Coach, playing against a side that is more rested than you and they've played a game less?
Yeah, I think it's 4 days more. But for us, you know, we don't want to have any complaints or whatever. We came here for a job, and sometimes certain things fall in your favor and others not. We rested well as well. We didn't have a training session, we just had a run out. We're going to fight. That it can be in their favor in terms of the way they rested or the number of days they rested, but it can also count against them. It can also count against for us and also against us. You know, why I say for us, last time we had the momentum, so the momentum can help us to go through this game.
Thank you.
Okay.
Coach Sabrino raises his concerns as far as the yellow cards being able to get carried through from the group stages to the knockout stages based on the suspensions that they do have. And well, for Namibia, the coach now feels that this is a side that should be well gelled in terms of the way that they display themselves here today, in terms of the way that they play. When you look at what we have in action for you today, the teams that currently remain are just a step away from the final. First up, we do have Angola that are up against Namibia, and we find out who will book that first spot in the final. And later on, it is the two teams that will clash of two of the teams that have not tasted defeat in Mozambique as well as Zambia. Today we find out who are the teams that will be going through in terms of the finals. Well, in commentary, we do have Bafana Bosman as well as Motokheleng Kininda for this one.
A warm welcome to the Isaac Wolfson Stadium, bringing you the first semi-final between Angola and Namibia, going all out to be crowned for glory. Both these teams are in search of their first COSAFA Cup. Overhead conditions a bit slight concern with thunderstorms expected later in the day, but it's warm at the moment with 21 degrees Celsius. The wind speeds have really tried to be slower today. It's 13 kilometers per hour. I'm not alone in commentary. I never fly solo. Alongside with me is Motokheleng. Good morning, sir.
It's boring Bafana, but looking forward to the match. Two teams that are in desperate need to make the finals, of course, and Zambia, Namibia knowing very well what is at stake for them, and Angola as well, just going to jail, maybe adjust to the pace that Namibia brings to the table.
Well, Angola playing their third semi-final in the row, 11 overall, are still in search of the victory in terms of making it to the final and going on to win that actual final. Namibia come here for their third semi-final rather, which their first was back in 2010. So a winner here would have booked themselves a place in the Africa Cup of Nations under 20 competition that will be played out in Mauritania next year in 2021. Coach Enrico Sabrino, only been a month with the Angolan team, but he will be happy because 10 of the players have competed in the 2019 FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Brazil, where they exited in the semi-final. The 32-year-old left winger in her days takes charge of the fourth match, Akona Makalima of South Africa. As the Namibian team come out dressed in white for this occasion, they'll be hoping to do what they did back in 2010, where they were in many ways a surprise package in the Under-20 Championship, making it all the way to the final before losing out to Zambia. Well, for Angola, they've made it into three finals back-to-back, 2000, 2001 and 2002, and failed to really lift the trophy. The last time they made it into the final was in 2011, and they are still out in search of a trophy that has really eluded them on 4 occasions this time around. Can they make it better? For now, we'll wait for the national anthems of the two nations.
And now, the national anthem of Namibia.
Namibia, land of the brave is their motto with the national anthem. They adopted in 1990 when they declared their independence. Unity, liberty, and justice is their motto as far as Namibia is concerned. Katungo of Malawi being the third assistant, and Hamilil Munji of Mozambique is the fourth official for the day. So we await for the toss to be thrown off. Well, wanting to clear a few things is referee Makalima in between the two captains. What can we really expect in this afternoon, because Coach Brits has come out in the last match, did manage to keep a clean sheet and start with the same back four?
Oh, it's pretty much simple. If it's not broken, then you don't fix it. If you look at the starting lineup that is set, the Penyua, Kanji, Bacho, Nashitra, he'll be looking into having that consistency with them. Obviously, the promised candidate for some of the players that will be just adding more minutes in their legs, rather.
Well, for Namibia, in his birthday month, Rahuka keeps the place in between the sticks, looking to get his second clean sheet. But Giovanni Narib as well as Pitsi Ameb are the only two by Coach Brits. Up front, they'll still be relying on Giovanni Kaninab as far as the goals are concerned. So we all and underway already. Gastau runs to the ball, and the keeper doing well to get onto it early. Looking to settle early is Angola, attacking the goal to the right hand of your picture, dressed in their red tops and black shorts, with Namibia taking the goal to the left of your picture. Already looking to settle in early as Giovanni looks to keep that ball in is Narib. Can we read anything into the first 30 seconds of this game?
Oh, you can't put much, because each team needs to adjust to the style of play. They need to switch on as a team and absorb what the opponents are bringing to them. Then you can take it from there. But first minute of the game, really, you can't find much from any team.
Prince Juenza will line it up for Namibia as they take their first corner of the match. 6 in the box to really aim for. Will be an outswinger from what it seems. And it's just to get it into the box, and Gastau does well to really get to the end of that, albeit he wasn't sure where the ball was headed. He would be really relieved that it didn't head into his own back net, into his own net. They changed the kicker, and it will be taken by a 19-year-old who plays for Windhoek United in Ameb. came on as a substitute in the last match that Namibia played. Will also be looking to try to get the 6 in white in the box. Played in. And easy peeking. Zalata with the clearance. Looks to find Nongu. Salvador looks to come away with it. Earlier on here is the two teams looking to settle early, both of them. They play very exciting football, the two teams. They come into this match, well, really, you look at their forms as far as their road to the semis is concerned. Angola lost their first match to Eswatini, and they won, they beat Botswana in their second match by 4 good goals that helped them really finish at the top of Group C. Well, for Namibia, they lost their first opening match and came on to win both of their last matches. In terms of the two teams, you look at them, Namibia's played 3 games so they kind of have the feel of the tournament so far. And you look at Angola, who've just played 2 games.
Well, if there's a chance for you to chip in through the rules, why not? I mean, having lost the game and still being able to qualify, you take advantage of that. And however, you then bring yourself into the game, you start winning games, because these are knockout stages. You cannot come back and say you'll do better the next day.
Knockout stages, indeed. Both the teams have been here before and yet have not lifted the COSAFA trophy. Great interchanging of passes between the Namibian players. Looking to settle. Conditions underfoot allow such a game when you just keep the passes flowing and quick as well as you would like it.
Well, keeping passes short is the best way out of it. And you see when they have the ball, the Angolans are just trying to keep the passes short the best way that they can, so that they find the nearest man, and it helps them move forward. But when they start launching them long, it becomes a challenge, because most of the time they get intercepted.
Tome player starts his 3rd match of the COSAFA Under 20 2020 edition. Lots at stake to play for all these young men. They get an opportunity to book their place in the 2021 Total Under 20 Africa Cup of Nations. And should they finish in the semi-final on there, they go on to qualify for the 2021 FIFA Under-20 World Cup, with the player of the tournament getting an opportunity to go and spend time in the La Liga Standard with Villarreal. So they'll be hoping for much. Bundled off the ball, there is Jueza. Benito does well to get up and apologize there.
Oh, that's a bookable offense, and I think Akona will just, for this time around, will just warn him, rather than him getting the actual card, because he denied him room intentionally, putting his arm out to block him and deny him the run that he wanted to make. So he saved it by just a caution from the ref.
Well, got a talking to on there. Looking to proving some troublesome is Juenza as he gets to the end of that ball, but it will be cleared, dealt with easy there with Afonso Benga shielding that ball, making sure that it does not land with PT Ameb. Tome looks for support, look to play it out of defense. He's got a new centre-back partner today in Porfiro Brintas. And Brintas is really placed under pressure there, rather Zalata, and concedes possession. Referee will bow in favor of Namibia. It's really a troublesome Giovanni Narib to deal with.
A very Speedy Gonzalez player with the idea of what he wants to do with the ball most of the time, and puts pressure where necessary, and at times he runs very well. So you need to be very careful when you're just marking that young man.
Long ball into the box will be easily dealt with by Captain Andrade. A look to playing out quickly is Angola. Afonso Benga does well to ensure that Juenza doesn't get to the ball. He's only 18 years of age, is Juenza. He plays for the Young United FC back in Namibia at home. players to really look at in that left back position for Angola is Zalata. Edson Zalata, he's a forward by nature, so forced to do defensive work because of the suspensions to Kambingano, who's the first choice left back. Will be telling on how he really gets to go in this game. Salvador trying to get to the end of that ball. It's Jueza that plays it away for Namibia. They really look forward to coming forward with it, but Afonso Benga is the one that gets that ball first. Jueza, Maestro for Angola, and foul again. Jueza proving hard to deal with already in this game.
Well, he's got the character, he's got the personality and the skill. Why not make those runs? Why not try and find the pockets is to get to the center backs and just give trouble to them if you can.
So in the opening 7 minutes, it's Namibia that have really proven hard to deal with. And for a change, Afonso Benga gets the free kick going his way.
Oh, good play. Oh, played long and to find that man, Chueza. The denied rumor by this man. He claims to be fouled. He was smart enough, Afonso, to just put his body. And Chueza was just pushing him there.
Only 1 goal conceded by Angola in this tournament so far, and 2 goals conceded already by Namibia. It will really be interesting to see that both these teams are great in the front foot and strong and solid in defense. So all the next 90 minutes will really be telling tale as a great defensive work done on the for the Namibians. Kandetu in that instance. He's only been with the team 1 month, that man, but he inherited a team that knows how to compete in such competitions. A hard tackle there from the captain, Domingo Sandrate. Will be lucky to not get a yellow card there, Mo.
That was a bit early for cards, honestly. The referee just have to, especially the likes of Akona. Well, he went for a ball rather than him just getting the actual player, so shouldn't be a cut that sits on him.
Taken long behind the defense of Angola, but it will be easy for Antonio to collect it. Starts his 2nd match as Manuel Antonio in goals for Angola. He's kept a clean sheet against Botswana. Ball played long in search for Gastau, but it is Nashikwa that gets to the ball first. Bingo plays it with Gastau. Gastau looks to get around his man, but will stand solid in defense is Kanji. Benoit Kanji plays for Namib Colts, the 19-year-old. Gastau. Maestro. Mukendi. Mukendi to Binga. Binga fails to keep that ball in as he was looking to get it into the box where he could have found 3 of his teammates that maybe create an opportunity so far. Well, with 10 minutes gone, it's really been a stop-start affair. We still await the first goal of the match. The ball played into the box, but well read there by Rauka.
Oh yeah, 10 minutes. I haven't had the good feel of the game. Now it's open cards because each side now will unleash their own approach in terms of how they attack going forward. The likes of BT Ameb, players that should look into having that pace to find Giovanni Kanebab up front. But then if they play them long to Giovanni, he's going to have a challenge if he's alone. If they play them long and he has BT Ameb and Giovanni Narib closer to him, then Giovanni will just lay down for them going forward. That is Namibia. But knowing coach of Namibia, we probably want them to just keep the passes short but get closer to spaces.
Keep it short and take advantage of the spaces that are created. It is the order of the day because both teams going forward, they really can match each other strength for strength. looks for support, takes it back to Tome. Tome to Mukendi. Mukendi plays it long in search of Benga, but that ball is read well by Kanji. Zalata looks to find Maestro, but it's the Namibian captain, Damaseb, that connects with that ball. Namibian captain Damaseb responsible for the goal that saw Namibia still remain in contention in this tournament. Salvador, 2019 top scorer with 20 goals. Great defensive work there. Coming back in defense was Narib. Ball into the box. Keeper will collect with easiest of comforts. Juenza looks for support. As well, took his eye off the ball. There is Karuombi, and he's conceded possession. Ngongwe does well to get around his man. Ngongwe looked to continue with his run, but as soon as he felt the touch there, he thought that the referee will blow in his favor.
Well, it's a smart move by Camilo, I should say. He's trying to get into the final third. They've been struggling getting into the box, so why not steal one and just get the referee's attention to see if you don't get a set piece. They probably have something from the training ground that they can unleash.
Dead ball craft, maybe the things that come and decide this match. Maestro trying to keep that ball up, ball down, wins a free kick taken quickly. Gastau. Traditional number 9 is Gastau. Scored a brace in the last game against Botswana. Will be brimming with confidence in this game is Gastau. I say traditional number 9 because he runs at everything, is Gastau. From the first whistle goes on all the way, chases at every opportunities.
If your player has endurance the way that he has, then why not? If he's capable of doing the box-to-box move, he might as well do it. But now he's a number 9, overcarries the ball, came from the side to try and get into the box. Who's in the box? Because he's the actual number 9. So he needs to at least solidify in his position before he drifts to the sides.
Salvador goes wide to Gastau. Mukendi took to turn and loses possession. Chiguenza. Kanine will be hoping to hold it up. His players run in support, they give him space. Karuombi. Ganji. Kanine. Kanine. Dispossessed by Mukendi. Easy from there. Wasted time on the ball really is Kanine in that case. He had options of both on the left and on the right of him.
The player was looking down, they couldn't, he did not find his teammates. Maybe he needed to have a head up and see where his teammates are than him looking down and pushing the ball most of the time and not even hearing what his teammates are saying or calling.
Will need to keep his head in the game if he is to get anything out of this game. Is Kanine. He's got 1 goal already in the tournament. You see the battle of the wingers on that side. Ball possession, it's been Angola that have seen most of the ball in the 15 minutes of play that we've seen so far. We still await the first goal from both these teams. Well, a first shot in with a clear intention rather as well. Mukendi. Binga Afonso does well, first touch on there, looking to be dispossessed, gets it into the box. But Ajaccio fouled.
He's got quite a big heart, this young man Afonso Binga. Seems to be putting his body behind and just making sure that he denies a position, the room to take the ball from him. He's got the heart for the game.
You talk of big hearts. Foul given away by the Angolan captain. Really skitting on thin ice now. It's the 3rd foul that he's given away in only just 15 minutes of this game.
I think the jump there necessarily just fouling, but had he timed it properly, but he now finds himself being warned by Akon. Now it's a promising yellow card early in the game. Wouldn't want to find himself in that system.
Well, it will be interesting to see how Dunsip is going to go about this ball. 6-6 in terms of fouls. It's been really a physical game in the opening 60 minutes. Goes directly at goal. And that the ball kept on rising, just inches above the crossbar.
So had good power and good direction at it. It just as it got towards the keeper, he then elevated again because he went for an outer foot shot. So it really drove itself out.
Really got the technique behind that ball, and unfortunately couldn't keep it down. Well, first shot towards goal in anger from the Namibians. Tome looks to release Ngangwe, but the keeper read that well before Camilo Ngangwe could get to that ball. Will be restarted right in trying to find Njuenza. Ngangwe, he switched side. He's now playing on the near side. Started the game on the far side.
Rotation is it's good early in the game. You haven't scored, they haven't scored you, so exploit both sides.
Maestro Zalata, it will be dealt with there with ease from Kundeta. Gets a free kick, also an opportunity for him to clear the defenses. Tangao Castao plays his football in Spain. He is the 19-year-old, plays for Club Deportivo Bulunesi. Taken long into the last third for Namibia, but will be dealt with by Andrade and company. They get a free kick, an opportunity to launch it long. Maestro does well in beating his first man, but is unable to get around Damasep. Njuenza looking proving to be difficult to deal with on the near side is Njuenza, the number 10 of Namibia.
I mean, he's got the appetite. I mean, he wants to push forward. He wants to penetrate through the center, but it seems to be having a stumbling block there with the two players in front of him.
Ngongwe, Shikwa does well to get above in front of him. Shot comes in. Well, it did well on that occasion. Clemens Kanduku of Malawi had her flag up there. This is against Camilo Ngongwe. Looked to have fouled Baggio Nishkwa.
Oh, the foul was just unnecessary for him. Could have just put pressure on the centre back. Anything can happen coming from that, especially when the centre back is in the box with the ball.
Mukendi looks to clear it. Andrade, Maestro finding it difficult to clear with a clash of heads on there. The referee has to stop the game. Holding his heads is BT Ameb.
Okay, head collision there. I mean, seems to be not really a head collision, but an elbow coming from the captain himself. Seems like the ref will then now want to perhaps book him, but there's still not much as required. The likes of Akona to reach for the pocket.
Andrade Domingos has to really watch himself because in this he's been finding himself in situations like those.
Oh yeah, and especially for the position he's playing, he needs to be more smarter and more careful. It's going to cost the team in the long run.
Ball into the box, Salvador with the flick on, but Gustavo didn't read that well, and he ended up closer to the goalkeeper. Looking for his double figures in COSAFA history is Salvador. He's got 6 goals last year in 2019, and this year he's already opened his account by 2 goals, so he's got 8 in total. Another foul given away by Ameb. Taken quickly. Mukendi. Gukwe goes down. Another foul. this time around. Referee not having it, and this will be a stern warning, final warning, it seems, for Namibia's Karuombe.
A bit of a late tackle coming in from him. Could have done better, maybe usher him out because he's nowhere close to the danger zone. Rather guide him out, try to win the ball in the second attempt.
They've sent 6 big men up front. Gastau wins it and looks to get it into the box, but the keeper does well to come out and cleanly so collect. Looks to restart a counter-attack, but it's 1 versus 3, so it is the numbers game that win it, and a throw-in allowing his defenses to recover Abrantes.
Must give credit to Arauka. Very solid, and he's a keeper that is not afraid to come out of the goal post. Not afraid to take charge, actually. He just forever bold enough to just risk it all. Any other keeper at this age, they would have stayed behind and not left their line. But this young man, I can tell you, man, he's been a phenomenal keeper throughout this tournament.
He's really motivated. He is still in his birthday month. 10th, 19th on the 2nd of December, a day just before the tournament started. So we'll be hoping to have a good showing. 1 clean sheet so far for him. Tommy. Wide to Binga. Binga to Ngonkwe. Ngonkwe's got Nashika for comfort. Will play it back to base. Looking to try and build from the back and find those spaces. Namibia are a pressing team, so they don't give away spaces that much. They occupy them and sit in them.
Though sitting in sometimes can be troublesome because you need to score. You need to find yourself in the final third as well. So you can sit in and become comfortable as you like. At the end of the day, a goal and a win gets you out of this situation.
Yeah, well, it's a semi-final. It has to deliver goals. If the 90 ends with both teams sharing the spoils, we'll go straight to penalty shootout. I would be certain that these boys wouldn't want the lottery of penalties to decide their fate in this tournament. Played out wide in search of Juenze, but it is Afonso Binga that gets first to that ball and is fouled. First yellow card of the game against Prince Njueza.
Juenze not happy with the referee's decision here. He knows that he's done the foul, he's committed the foul, but wants to claim that they fouled him. It is evident that he made the run, and when they just poked the ball, he still went on. I think his left foot rather was left behind, and just
that trailing foot from Juenza. But referee has given enough warnings and decides now to go to into the book. 25 minutes already. It's been a really physical game, really, from both these sides, looking to cancel each other out. So, cooling break called by Akona Makalima. And that man, Camilo Ngokwe, has really had a good showing in the first 25. You look at the wind speed has picked up slightly there. Was 13 kilometers per hour when we kicked off the match. It's now 16 kilometers per hour. Temperature still sitting at 21. It is the humidity that is really concerning, and conditioning of these players, having not been in competitive football for over 9 months for both of these players.
I think humidity, they've already adjusted. They know what is at stake. They know how to handle it, rather. They given chance to train as well. They adjusted to it. The only thing that they would wish is not going to happen for them is the increase of the wind speed, because now it slows down one side because you'll be going against the wind, and it becomes very difficult for you guys to roll the ball.
So Namibia have really had a good showing in this tournament so far. You look at the football in Namibia, there hasn't been any football in the professional division for over 2 years, and in the second division it's over 3 years. And for Angola, their league starts only on the 19th of December, since after it was stopped due to the pandemic.
Well, the situations are there. They're handling them the best way that they can. Luckily, they were able to assemble the squad. Some of the players, of course, they've been able to train for a good month before they were joining the camp, and the 2 weeks camp really helped them. Remember, some of these players were able to exercise from their own home, especially knowing that you're an athlete, so you don't really have to wait for the pandemic to be over for you to start exercising.
But Coach Brits had to hold out trials to select a national team to come out here due to no competition in terms of football.
That's a ruling they got from their committee. Remember, now there's development structures, so they invited a number of players. Like any other country, they would do that. They would select 42 players and then select 18. So in this instance, they brought the team's development structures to train with them. But majority of the players, some of them have been with the national team. So it's pretty much clear that they had the players. They just needed to add up a little bit.
A ball played long in search of Salvador. Salvador gets to it, looks to take it on a first-time strike and couldn't connect with the ball. Danger still there. Ngoku does well to combine with Binga. Binga gets into the box. Salvador with the shot. But that man, Ruku, stayed tall in between the sticks. He'll prove tough to beat so far in this match.
I can tell you Ambrosini Salvador is just unlucky there. But credit must be given to Afonso Binga again. He's the main man that poaches in and gets to the box and cuts in that cross, which was a smart move to find Ambrosini. But the keeper, I'm telling you, the alertness, the reflexes too.
Maestro finds Salvador. Camilo unable to get to the end of the ball. Will get an opportunity in terms as far as creativity is concerned. Concedes possession. Juenza does well to beat his man. Kanine has got two onto his right side. He can share it with Juenza. Will think about a shot. Played it back. Shot comes in eventually. A part is blocked by Ambritas. Third corner for Namibia. Great football so far from the Namibians.
It's okay. They're coming all right. The build-ups, the additional numbers going forward, having sufficient players, it helps them with the passes and just finding each other wherever they can. I think Chueza had taken the shot at first, then him going wide would have been a better option than to do it the second time around.
3 corners so far. Angola still yet to get their own corner. Swinged into the box. Goes to the back post. Will be resuscitated by Kundeta. Manages to get it into the box, but it's cleared easy by Zalata. And will eventually go out for goal kick. Gurirap looking to have a better game as a wing back. Restarted shortly, looking to play it out is Angola. They want to kick it long and risk losing possession. Wide from Ambritas to Zalata. Ngukwe has switched side again. Finds Maestro. Maestro's first touch lets him down. But they will recover in a defense for Angola. Palanca Negra is what they are called. A giant simple antelope. Characteristics of that antelope is shy but very aggressive. Similar to the style of play is Angola. Afonso Binga does well to get around his man, beats the first man and unable to lose the second man. And the captain will stand tall and win a throw in for Angola. Salvador. Well, he gets a free kick. I thought the free kick was given against him because it looked like as he went under the player deliberately in that occasion.
No, he did, but now he's not facing him. That's when he then gets the ball that is in his favor. The referee says that they rather pushed him.
Already proving strong in between the sticks is Ruka. Will get another opportunity to keep his side in contention. Maestro stands over the ball, won the 2 player of the match in the 2 games that they've played. Gets it into the box, will be cleared out by Kaninep. Played out by Amib. And you've got Narib trying to run at it. You look at their discipline in saying that they pressing from the middle field. So just after they go over the line, the players stop making moves if they don't have the ball with them.
I think it's also a part of preserving some energy. You know, they've got the endurance, so they're working smart. They're taking it every minute in a few, like 5 minutes, they go with each other, 5 minutes they rest. So it's a part of being smart with your game plan. Don't give all in.
Well, they get into the box from Salvador. Did well to win the ball on there, but overran it slightly.
Ambitious run. It's an ambitious run. To push it like that, to try beat a centre back.
Taking a great first touch on there by Kaninep, but was rushed on the ball, not allowed time on the ball. Salvador looks to release Gastao, but Nishkwa does well. Keeper making the first mistake of the game. Ricocheted against Salvador, and it will be a goal kick. Gastao did well to really keep the ball in play, and in him trying to get it under control and get it into the box, failed to keep it in.
I think here he doubted his run, rather. He would have got it the first time had he not stopped. But then he was late and the ball was already drifting out. That's unfortunate for the keeper that he just found himself blasting it towards him.
A tight call there made by Clemens Kanduko. Tommy, tell us it. He plays for AFA, the Academy of Football in Angola. They've recently formed a professional side that will be competing in the Girabola in the coming years. But 12 of the players that are in this Angolan team come from the most successful sides as far as the Girabola is concerned. Girabola is the professional league for the Angolan football. They come from Petro Atletico as well as Primeiro do Angola. Binga will shield that ball, making it easy for the keeper to collect. Search for Salvador, but was rushed off the ball from Nishkwa. So Kunji, these players not allowing each other spaces on the ball.
A very animated coach that is. He's never going to sit down. He's forever just ushering and shouting instructions to his players. He wish sometimes he was on the field to just talk to them even more. That is James Brett.
Telling the players to relax. So that would obviously be instructions that unable to keep that ball in is Antonio. Well, was headed back from Bretas. Fourth corner of the game for Namibia. They keep on getting these corners really. None of them have really been headed goalward. They do send men up front. You look at their two centre backs in Kundeta as well as Anishkwa. Can maybe make their presence felt in that box this time around. 10 minutes left to play in this first half. 5 to aim for, near post, cleared by Gastao. Gokwe looks to hold it up and find support. Does well to find support from Mwanza. Mugendi plays a quick interchanging passes with Zalata. Mugenda looking to switch sides is Angolans. They're finding it going a little bit tough on the far side. Game they will look to really play it across the field and try and find players in good spaces. Andrate does well to find Kashta. Mukendi keeps it alive for Angola. Mukendi again looking to really keep it alive. Fails this time around. And possession given away. Maestro. He's got two men running on the ball. An opportunity for Angola to really get into it. The keeper does well again. Stands tall in between the sticks is Raku.
Good interchange and the man become a hero again. That is Rahuka. He's just got character every time there's an opportunity for Angola to score. He seems to be up for the task. He's got the appetite to just try and deny them goal.
Damasep wide to Njueza. Alfonso Binka. So we've seen two saves that have already been done by Ngatangwe Rauka. Narib goes wide in search of Jueza. First touch done well. Shot at goal and the keeper will chest that. A little bit flamboyant from him there.
Oh, Jueza, they should have just added an extra charge and got into the box and to go for that shot. It was an awkward angle and keeper had already covered the first pole. So rather add an extra touch, cut it back because your responsibility to score are very slim.
Ganji. Binga finds Gustavo. Two in the box to aim for. Looks to get it to the far post in search for Ngoku. Will keep it alive. Gets around his man as Goku, but will be saved by the Giovanni Narib. Maestro. Zalata gets it into the box across the face of goal with no touch. Castao runs to the end of it. Ganji with a telling interception there.
Good marking from this man. He just knew how to guide him away and just try and win the ball without fouling him.
Ganji looking to really clear it, but not able to clear their defenses is Namibia, and Angola also not punishing them. He's had a good first half. Look at the opportunities that he really denied Angola. Stood tall in between the sticks is the 19-year-old. He plays his football also in Namibia for the Namibia Colts. Ball into the box. Finds the Ganine, but the first touch is too strong and is unable to bring it under control. Is Ganine still in search of his second goal in the tournament is Giovanni Ganina. Tommy. With 5 minutes left to play in this game, we still await the first goal. Well, a number of talking points from Rauka in goals for Namibia.
I think one thing that Namibia team doing right is just coming behind and just staying behind as a unity. And whenever they mark, it is a 2-on-1. So they're just trying to contain Angola. And then maybe in the second half we'll see a different Namibia coming out, going forward, trying to add those numbers forward, trying to add the numbers like they did in the first 10 minutes of the game. So it's all about reading the opponents, but in the second half you need to unleash all what you have to try and score yourself a goal.
Well, they do have options in the bench if they are to look at that. Ronin Bennett came in, looked lively, provided an assist in that goal that they ended up scoring that saw them get to this stage of the tournament. There have been a lot of dead ball situations, a lot of throw-ins from this game. Penua Nganchi bundled off the ball. The referee doesn't see anything wrong in the tailing interception from Zalata. Gets Angola going forward. Does well to hold on to the ball as he looks for support. Bangwaku does get a throw in on his favor.
Stevie Damasab has been a quiet player in this match. I haven't seen much of his persistence. I haven't seen much of his push forward. So clearly the coach said, you must just sit in at the moment. You don't need to move much. However, this coach is not holding back anything. He just wants to see his team moving forward most of the time. There's a foul there, just a high foot challenge rather. And same man, that is Stevie Damasab.
Well, the battle between those two men in the middle of the park has really been one that has been exciting to watch in this opening stanza. Maestro stands over the ball. Well, there's 4 in the edge of the 18 area. The referee warning them against pushing each other. Footballers being footballers, they're still getting their hands in places where they shouldn't be. Into the box and cleared out by Nashekwa. Great defensive work there is Nashekwa.
Oh, he's got the height. He's most likely going to win all the high balls. That is. So he's
He didn't even jump, he just stood there and just headed it out, flicked it out of the corner. First corner of the game for the Angolans. They take it short. Binga gets it into the box. Will be cleared out by easy there by Karuombe. Shot comes in, rather a tame one. Ambitious from Zalata. More than anything was a hit and hope. Handball against Narib. Look as though it hit his knees more than anything on there.
not pretty clear from our angle, but the referees see it better.
Kandeta concedes against Salvador. Shot comes in from him. And the sting taken off. Adepo wide to Njiweza. Njiweza has got player movement off the ball. Does well to find Kanji. Kanji looks to return it, decides against it, gets it into the box in search of Kanineb, but it's Ambratis that stands tall and clear to Maestro. Maestro wide to Binga. Binga long in trying to search Ngoku, but at center back pairing stands tall as well. 3 minutes of referee's optional time added to what has been a very cagey first half. Zalata. Ricochet on there. Narib looks to release his captain. Loses possession. Salvador looks for men running off the ball. Decides to take matters into his own hand. Is Maestro there. It did have options onto his right from Kastau.
Well, a bit of an ambition coming from him, and I think he could have found his teammates. He's already falling down and unable to just be composed and lean forward and take that shot. Rather stop and then look for your teammates to roll it to them. Especially the likes of Ambrosini who are there. They could have given him a good wall pass.
Mukendi. Ngoku. A quick 1-2 from the players of Angola. Panenka Nangra coming forward in search for Kastau. Keeper came out, narrowed the angle. It was easy for him to just clean up in defense. Restarts it for Namibia. They come forward looking for that goal that sends them into the half-time on a slightly of an advantage than the two teams, but will concede possession is Juenza. Great football, again, not leading to a goal. Salvador combines well with Thinks about a shot. Gastau in a good area. Gastau should have buried that ball. Chances like this as a striker don't come very often. Was facing the goals in that instance and should have just done one thing, slotted it home.
I think the pressure came from the centre back. Baggio was just there to block him. But what a good move coming from Salvador trying to find him. And all he did was to maybe use his left foot because he was already in motion. But don't take anything away from Baggio, a centre back who came through with a slight tackle just to deny him that comfortable kick.
He's got a brace against Botswana. He comes into this game brimming with confidence, and opportunities like those are those that he should bury. He's ever hardworking is Tangao Gastau. So 30 seconds remain of the 3 minutes that have been added on. Angola come forward as they search for that goal that will really send them into the half in jubilation. Andrade. Easy peekings by Njueza, this time in defense. Maestro looks to release Salvador. Had that pass connected, would be having another conversation.
Oh, there's a communication error between Stevie and his teammates. However, it's halftime, so both sides will go to the change room and just get some instructions from the coaches. Maybe we'll see a better game coming forward into the second half. But the first half was all about studying each other, try and exploit wherever you can, but there wasn't much room for that.
So the first 45 has failed to deliver goals, but there's been a lot of goal-mouth action between the two teams, with Angola being the ones that forcing 2 saves out of Raku. But after the first 45, it ends 0-0. The second 45 follows after. So the first 45 in the first semi-final of the COSAFA Youth Under 20 South Africa. It's 0-0 between Angola and Namibia, but it really has been a action-packed first half as far as goalmouth is concerned. Opportunity there for Gastão to run to the end of that flick on from the defense, the keeper coming out and making sure that Gastão can be a threat.
I think putting pressure is what he does best, and he met a person like Rahuku, so it's a bit difficult for him to just find himself in the final third.
The captain of Namibia taking matters into his hands from the dead ball situation and looking to beat Antonio, and had it all done there, and Antonio would have really been in trouble if it was under the post. So dead ball situation again for Angola to try and get things going. Gustavo with the first strike. The keeper came out and collected with confidence. So commanding his area very well, there is Rauka. Afonso Binga plays it with Ngoku. Got it wide and ball into the box, and a first time strike from Salvador.
Well, Salvador there was hoping that maybe the keeper is not able to see the ball, but alertness again. We say Rahuka is taking his responsibilities very well.
Kaninep in search of his second goal in this tournament, combined well with Jueza. Played it wide and came back with it and took a strike, and it was ricocheted on Britas.
Well, he knows very well what he needed to do. They should have taken the strike at first. However, Angola still came and brought the house on fire towards Rahuka, but still not giving any room for them to score. The lack of Camilo was just unable and denied a chance there.
Gugwe, a live wire for Angola, had an opportunity on there. And Juenza, yet another live wire in this game. Nearest of angles, and the keeper almost fumbled it on there. Salvador got it in the area. Instead of taking a shot, so unselfishly so, laid it off for Gastão, who couldn't punish.
The only thing he needed to do there was to use his left foot more than his right foot, that is Gastão. He would have maybe been able to score.
So Gastão, having scored 2 goals in the previous match, is unable to add to his tally. Had a sitter of an opportunity there to really get it into the back of the net. So statistically, this is how it has really been. It's been Angola that have seen most of the possession of the goal. About all in all 9 goal attempts, only 4 on target from both teams. It's really been a physical game with about 23 fouls already committed in the first half. 1 yellow card already.
Mr. Timothy Shongwe, COSAFA Competitions Chairperson, joins me now as we look at what has transpired. Mr. Timothy, thank you so much for your time. Now we're down to the tail end of the competition, 4 tournaments that COSAFA held this year. From an organizational point, how has it been?
It's been very, very difficult. Happy we are here, we are today on a home stretch. Often people say it's the hardest stretch in any competition, but I think we've had our hardest. We are now running downhill. It's been very difficult, but fulfilling.
Please let us in on the La Liga experience. As one of the players that will be picked here as player of the tournament, will get a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go abroad in Spain and get a feel of the culture and the football experience over there.
Well, this will be our second installment of that gesture from La Liga. We had a player from Zambia, under 17 last year, that he went there, and this time around we'll have a player from the under 20. It's an interesting period for the youngsters to go overseas and be attached to big teams like Villarreal, and we wish them well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Timothy Shongwe, COSAFA Competitions Chairperson. Well, it is still 0-0 in the first semi-final between Angola and Namibia, with the second stanza to shortly follow.
Well, for Team Vision View, COSAFA's been an interesting challenge and an interesting production. this has been the first time that we handled the production from producing side, facilities, technical, everything. So I think the first tournament was a struggle because we were running 2 tournaments concurrently. So there were 2 trucks, 2 crews, 2 everything in PE, and 1 of me, which is like I had to run between each stadium and like try and split myself into 2. So it's been interesting, and it's been a great learning curve. So I think the COSAFA tournament as a whole has been a great learning curve for us because we've had to learn how to adapt. I think adapt to the different like environments, different stadiums, PE weather, the COVID rise in COVID numbers. We've actually learned to overcome these challenges as a team, and I think that's what I am proud of as the executive producer, that we've banded together and we have to make it work, and I'm super proud of my guys.
Welcome back to the Isaac Wolfson Stadium. We still bring live to you the semi-final of the COSAFA Under-20. First of the day, the second one will be Zambia taking on Mozambique, a match you definitely don't want to miss. In this game, as we still await the first goal of the match, referee Makalima taking charge of her fourth match of the tournament. The last match that she was officiating in was Botswana and Angola, and that game dished out 4 goals. So we are yet to get the first of the day in this clash. If it ends this way, the two teams will go to the lottery of a penalty. What an opportunity these young men have. If they go on to win this match, they qualify to go represent the southern region in the Total Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations that will be played in Mauritania in 2021. Kicks off on the 14th of February, right on to the 4th of March. We are underway and Namibia gets us going. Possession given away already into a throw-in. Zalata takes it. No changes from both sides, from Namibia as well as Angola. In their first 45, they'll continue as how they started. Ambrintes. Looking to keep that ball in there, and really didn't work out for them. So the first substitution of the match will be done. Out comes Tango Gustavo, and in his place it is Makonko Afonso that comes in. He's a 19-year-old player, or plays for FC Bravios Marquez in Angola. And like for like substitution. Makenga, and unable to keep that ball in. What can we expect? Taking out a short stature striker and bringing in a slightly a bit physical presence into that box.
It's all about strategies now. All you have to do is put in the right players, the right personality, players that will then be able to just fight for the team and fight as a unity. If you bring someone like Makoko, you then want to take the balls towards him, and maybe follow-up balls will be something of profit coming from them.
Edge of the box action there, cleared out by Zalata. In a ping pong there, Narib looking to keep it alive for Namibia. Will be kept alive in by Gurirab. So Sabrino looking to get the Angolans going on to the next round, seeing them qualify for Africa Cup of Nations at this age group level. Dead ball situation, opportunity for Namibia to get it into the box, easily cleared by Salvador. Damasem, interception for Maestro there, but it is Namibia that still have the ball. They're looking to start strong. They're looking to start strong in the second half. Mo is Namibians seeing much of the ball and looking to spend most of the time in their last third.
Well, they've added numbers now. They've increased it from 3 to 5 players attacking. So clearly now they're unleashing their attack strategy going forward, and that high pressing will then be seen coming from Namibia now.
Zalata looks to line it up for that new man, Mkonka, but it is Gurirab that intercepts. Taken quickly, Zalata will switch sides in search for Ngoku. Ganjin came out there flying and really misjudged the ball. Would it be the wind or he just technical ability? Juenza concedes possession into the box. Mukoka looking to get to the end of it. Again, Rauka comes out and collects cleanly, so really commanding his place in that box, making it his own. tried to clear it away, and they've lost possession as soon as they gave it away. Mukendi, Salvador looking to flick it onto the side for Zalata. Throw into Namibia.
Can only hope now that we don't really go to penalties. They'd rather just finish the game within the 90 minutes. Maybe one of the sides will score, because both of them now have started going forward and just adding those numbers. Namibia was packing a pass. Angola was also packing a pass, but this time around seems to be more than 3 players when attack for the Namibian side, and the Angolan side also having about 5 players attacking.
So the parking assistants have asked for the keys of the buses, and they've really moved the buses, and now it's looking more lively in the semi-final match. Nashikwa. White to Gurirab. Gurirab to Narib. Narib looks to keep the ball, but it is easily by Domingos Andrade. But it's that shoulder charge from Maestro that gives a free kick in that dangerous area.
He's a little bit of a nervous young man. Poaching and putting his body on the line of most of the time, especially getting a set piece for his team in that area.
A good area to get the set piece. The last set piece they got a slightly of a bit of a different angle from the one they're standing in now. That man right there, the captain lined it up. Emmanuel Antonio trying to line up his wall. A 4-man of defense. Damasep, who is the captain unbanned for the Namibians. Backs away. You look at the distance between him and the ball. It's clear that it's going to be a thunderous strike towards goal. To aim for in the box. 4-man wall for Angola. Takes it towards goal, takes the slides a bit wide, takes a deflection, and will be a corner for Namibia. Will be taken on the far side for Namibia. Trying to line it up on there are the Namibians. They'll be hoping to make it work. Ameb standing on it. 5 people for Namibia in the box, 2 just outside the area for Angola. Everyone back to defend. Cleared out by Salvador. Cleaned out by the captain himself. They go forward. Now it's a 2 versus 3 situation for Angola. Men back in defense for Namibia. Maestro. 1 to aim for in the box, 2 on the edge of the box. Maestro gets it into the box. Mukonka really ran ahead of the ball, and the ball ended up being passed just behind him.
Not sure what to do with the ball there, man. Could have done better. Maybe just slotted it with his right foot, but indecisive. Got the better of him there. That was a clear chance for him to just give his team the lead.
Clear chance indeed. Looks like we're getting closer to breaking the deadlock in this match. 8 minutes in the second half have really been lively from the 2 sides.
I say the defending of Namibia was a bit of a uncertain, as in who goes for the ball, because they had more numbers than Angola, but Angola seems to almost crack them there.
Amib keeps it alive. Long ball played to the wide by Kurirab. So we are on Facebook, hashtag COSAFA, and live on www.cosafa.tv. We're also live on your World of Champions on Vara 84. So there is really no way to miss the splendor of development football in the southern region of Africa.
In this match, Angola stands a better chance now of scoring after her introducing that big man, who's almost a scorer goal, and now he's just in the thick of things, just trying to control the ball and hold it within him. Well, the yellow card was long coming for Steven Damaseb. He's been in the thick of things, making those clumsy mistakes, and here he just went for sticking his foot in.
when stuck his foot in slightly a bit harder than he would have liked. Insua into the box, the keeper comes out. Mukendi, his first touch allowed the defense to really recover, and by the time he decided to take a shot, he was already being closed down by Narib. Anib gets it into the box. Kanineb gets to the ball first. The keeper is there. The keeper really failed to deal with that with that ball, and Kanineb, much to his surprise, the free kick is given against him. Had 3 men of Angola around him, and yet is given against him.
Yeah, but the numbers around him don't mean anything. He's the one who had committed a foul, sticking his foot there and just using his body, his upper body, blocking that man there. That's Porfirio Abratis.
Well, the man they call Ronaldo in the Namibian team comes on for PT Ameb. Ramatuka, his brother plays for Ubuntu FC, Cape Umoya FC rather, in Cape Town. His name is Jocelyn Kamatuka. Not the only Namibian that is based in South Africa. We'll give you the list of Namibians that have been exported to South Africa and have gone on to become legends. We think of Mohamed Osab, played for Kaizer Chiefs as a defender. Henrico Botas was a striker at the now defunct Platinum Stars. The Absa Premiership joint leading goal scorer last season now plays for Mamelodi Sundowns, was at Highlands Park. Peter Shalulile and Virgil Fries as well, the Glad Africa champions for 2019-2020 season with Swallows. Also plays for Namibian national team is Virgil Fries. Free kick taken quickly by Angola. Maestro. And unable to keep that ball in this time around was Afonso Benga. Plays for Primeira de Augusto. And Primeira de Augusto will be taking on Kaizer Chiefs in the second round of the CAF Champions League. That will be played out in the few weeks to come in this festive. The shouts of out in trying to locate Kanineb, but it's Abrantes that gets it back for Angola. And a few headers there almost landed at the big man, Frantes Mokoka. Karuambe has really had a great showing so far, wheeling all the balls in the middle of the park there for Namibia. Did well to keep it in is Narib. But Mukenda for Angola, they come away with it. Again, taking time on the ball, allowing the defenses of Namibia to dispossess him. Kamatuka. A good combination play on the far side for Namibia.
Good touch, good combining, and just going forward again. They started with the strategy of keeping it short, and they get into the opponent's box. It seems to be working for them, but eventually they lose the concentration and forget about it.
Solo run there, and a shot comes in. Solo run from Camilo Ngoku. Started wide and really looked to cut inside, and got a nice angle, but the sting was taken off of that ball when Kundetu intercepted. So Zalata to take the throw in for Angolans. Mukonka waiting for a telling touch in that middle, in that box. Gets a touch, but his back is against facing the goal. Salvador looking to get to the end of that, but the assistant referee's flag is up on the far side. First offside of this game with 13 minutes now. Come and gone in the second half. We still await the first goal of the match. Can this be it? Kamatuka with the shot.
Keeper launches them well. He seems to be knowing where to direct them and where to get them. He's got the technique and the power to just get the ball that side. It's only a matter now. The people up front, the Giovannis and Giovanni, are just able to make use of those balls.
Makonka look to hold it up as he waits for support. No one coming closer to him. Everybody expecting him to get it long. Finally, support comes wide from Zalata. And will clean up is Baggio Nashikwa. None is bigger than Baggio Nashikwa in all the players, all the 22 players that are on the pitch. That happened right in front of the referee. Antonio Mwanza has been very influential in the 2 games for Angola.
Here's another man, again committing a foul. And Stevie Damasep. He's just calling for the referee to send him for an early shower. Could cost him the final should they advance to the final.
Narib Gurira plays it with Jemesep. Shot comes in from the captain, but is unable to locate it to really direct it goalward. Had the idea, it's the execution that he really lacked in.
Well, that was a good move. I think maybe an extra touch to get closer into the box and then chip it over. And to go for laces, it's a bit of a difficult one, especially when you're on the run and you are not well positioned, or your timing of the run was too fast.
So Coach James Brits will be encouraged by the signs that he's seeing. Ball into the box. Salvador gets up but unable to connect with it. Mukenka heads it back, and the keeper does well to really jump up and catch that ball out of the air. Taken long, and a free kick for Namibia in a very good position. So Giovanni Mukanineb's name is up on the board as Namibia look to make their second substitution in this match. The man that provided the assist in the last match comes on in Ronin Bennett. So Ronin Bennett comes on in the space for Giovanni Kanineb. So a like-for-like substitution. So bringing in fresh legs more than anything. But for the moment, they've got an opportunity when it was from that range in the first half that Steven Damasep got this chance. Kicked it goalward and brushed the upright. This time around, he gets it on target and beats the goalkeeper from the very same range that he did. The keeper mistakenly didn't read it correctly, but was well taken by Steven Damasep. Gets his second of the tournament, gets Namibia going up front, leading by a solitary goal. They are excited, they are celebrating. Every reason for them to celebrate, really.
Oh, I can tell you the technique and the idea was well executed. I mean, they've been threatening with those set pieces. If you look over Prince Ichua has also had the same shot, and Steven Damasep again getting a second chance at it and just killing it today. Keeper not sure if he should go for the ball, but I think he was not well positioned and he was just unable to save that one. He could have at least punched it away.
So even in the first strike, the keeper did look suspect there. But this time around, Steven Damasep does want, any captain would want to do well. And so far, with over 60 minutes played in this game, it's Namibia that lead by a solitary goal to 0 against Angola. So if you look at form and you look at stats, Angola really came here as favorites, you know, and Namibia came into this game really as underdogs. But it is performance within the 90 minutes that really separates the champions from the others.
At the end, it's all about the state of the mind. If you guys want it so bad, you put in the work. I think Angola are not going to give it all in now. Most likely going to chase and increase the number of players going forward. That's if Namibia doesn't then have players sitting back and just marking with two and maybe taking the balls out most of the time.
Kamituka gets a talking to from Kalima. Long into the box in search of Salvador, cleared by Narib. Afonso Binga will shield that ball to try and get a throw in and restart it quickly. So you get that sense of urgency with Angola, how they now want to play things.
No, they need to go more than Namibia. If they're not having that urgent mindset, then they'll chase this game until the 90th minute. So now you have to throw all in of what you have and just spend more time in the opposition's half and try and maybe get an early goal before the 80th minute, maybe an equalizer.
Zalata combining well with Salvador, looks to get it into the box, but is Kundetu who really unable to really get that ball out, but will get a corner kick. The third of the match for Angola, an opportunity for them to show us what their dead ball craft can do. We've seen what Namibia can do from dead ball situations. The beauty of not having fans in the stadium, you get to hear what the referees say, what is happening down there. Ball outside. Well, went on to the last pole and should have done better there is Mukende.
Could have done better. I can tell you that Benedito, go for your laces and direct it at goal, especially when the opposition or the defending team is facing the other direction, and when they turn, they'd rather just come across the ball.
So the savings from that man Rauka has really kept Namibia into this game, and it's the captain that has given them the advantage so far with just under 25 minutes left to play. Ambratis, wide to Zalata. Zalata to Salvador. Position given away. Kamituka comes away with it in trying to find Bennett. They'll clean up their defenses is Angola. Mukendi wins it for Angola. Gets them going forward. Andrade finds Zalata wide. Mokonka running into the box. Salvador at the near post. Falls for Maestro. Falls for Mukendi. Goes wide to Ngoku. Ngoku thinks about a shot and spends time on the ball and is rushed off as Njueza runs away with it for Namibia. So they will make a substitution now, and they will now take off a man that really had an opportunity to get them into the back of the net. Had two clearing opportunities as Benito Mukendi and failed to take in Benevito Afonso. He provided one of the assists in the previous game when Salvador finished it off. So he'll be hoping that he can provide that, at least force penalties if they can win it outright.
I think he has the ability to assist the team, and the coach would have to throw anything that comes to mind because you have to now try and chase this lead, and you'd want to score early, so you'd rather throw in all your cards and take it from there.
Ball out wide, finds to good it up. Kamatuka back. Kariombe goes wide. Does well to locate Njuenza. Njuenza gets it into the box. The keeper this time around will read that well and will come out and collect. Ganju with that pass. In the edge of the 18 area, that's where Angola really have been finding themselves in the last 5 minutes of this game. We'll be hoping to make those opportunities work, as they really need to get back into this game. They've been in this point 11 times already. They really want to lift the COSAFA trophy.
It's a bit tight. It's a bit tight because every match has a hurdle. Every tournament has a hurdle that you have to go through. So you take it one game at a time as a team, and you find yourselves playing the finals.
Well, they get the fourth corner of the match. Maestro lines it up. Will most likely be an outswinger. Throw in the box, and it's easily cleared by Gurirab. Maestro gets a second chance to get it into the box, and that interception from Njuenza. So not only is he doing a great job going forward, does well to also go back and add numbers in defense for Namibia is Prince Njuenza.
Oh, Njuenza has been an instrumental player in the center. His role is simple: attack with the team and defend with the team. And he's been doing very well so far.
Well, this is the reason they have that man right there, Damasev, to thank. Took it well, even in the first half. He struck it very nicely, and the keeper looked suspect, and we were not sure if he really got behind that. And this time around, does well to put Namibia up front in this game.
Well, I mean, the technique and the flight of the ball, just a dropping flight, is so nice, and keeper was unable to maybe execute his reflexes to try and punch that one away.
So, in 2010, there were a surprise package on their 10th anniversary. Since the time they were a surprise package, they proving to yet again be a surprise package as far as COSAFA under 20 is concerned. But better yet, the cut of slice of cake they get in this is even better. They win here, they go on to represent the southern region in the under 20 Africa Cup of Nations in Mauritania that will take place next year. If they go on to do well and reach the semi-finals, they go on to represent in the FIFA World Cup for the under 20. 5 in the box, 1 in the edge of the box to aim for Angola. Angola gets up well, claims there was handball, but the referee is well positioned to make the call. Afonso with the shot. Afonso gets close.
A good shot, good technique, and he had the vision. Well, as Afonso, just unlucky. That's just unlucky. It went wide. Just hit the side of the net. I mean, he created the room for himself, dropped a shoulder, and he went for that powerful strike. At first, Paul would have troubled the keeper, though, even though he had it covered. But you must just give credit to the idea that Afonso had.
Did well there, Afonso. We spoke about lifting your head. The man he replaced failed to lift up his head when in positions of that nature. So a good substitution, it's proving that Afonso is. Back live with you. Kamituka for Namibia. Narid looks to take it on the first strike, gets a second chance to better his strike, and ricochets against the defense. Salvador coming deep to collect. Plays it with his partner up front in Mkonka. Afonso provided an assist in the previous match. We'll be hoping to provide some positivity in this game. Ngoku did well to stay on side. Thinks about curling it onto the far post. He's got the right idea, but it's the execution that he really needs to fine-tune if he's to punish from that position.
I think it's all about teammates getting closer and closer. We've been preaching this, but the presence of mind is a bit of a challenge for them. I think they need to do better, especially in the final third. Support structure is still missing when they get to the final third, hence most of their balls go out.
Well, coming into this tournament, Angola had played already 18 games, had 8 wins, 5 draws, as well as 5 losses. They've scored 32 goals, and their defense was 17. They've only conceded 17 goals, had a good positive goal difference. Normally, traditionally, the high-scoring team is Angola. They still hold the record from last campaign for beating Seychelles by 8-0.
Yeah, that record was broken a week ago by South Africa. And also
for
won
this year's campaign, yes.
Yeah. So now that record is with South Africa as things stand, with the most wins. With the highest win, rather.
Highest wins this year, highest goals scored in the match when they beat Lesotho by 7-0. Sadly enough for the South Africans, that results didn't really work in their favor in deciding if they go through. Maestro looks to get around the defender, and Maestro goes down, and it's goal kick. Did well in guiding him away from goal is Ganji.
He was on a good run. He had a plan in place, that is Antonio, but just unable to swing it in, especially when it goes to the bar line.
So Namibia, notable absentees for the last 2 campaigns. They've came here in 2017. They missed 2018 and 2019, and on their return they look to make it onto the finals for the second time since they've been campaigning here. The last time they made it into the finals was in 2010, and they went on to lose to Zambia by 4-0. So this time around they'll be hoping that if they do get to the final, at least they can make sure that they get something positive out with it. So they'll take their time in taking this corner. I'm certain that referee Makalima will be keeping an eye on those tactics to try and waste time. So they will make their third substitution as Namibians. They bring on a man with a lot of pace in Juninho Janse. And it comes on for yet another man with pace as well, Narib. So Juninho Janse, like for like sub. It was Janse that started in the previous match, and Juninho came on, it was Janse that started in the next match, and Narib came on as a substitution. Unable to really make it work for them. Afonso keeps it alive. Good combination with Makonko. And at first touch from Afonso let him down there.
I think Angola are trying everything in their pocket now to just get into the final third. That seems to be not coming all right. Final man, the last man, Ambrosini Salvador, seems to be struggling with getting those balls. And of course they added Makonto Afonso, who's also someone who's supposed to be an additional member. Can't seem to be coming all right for them. And they try to get there. However, Namibia are just solidly moving as a team going forward and defending as a team as well.
They look as a solid team going forward as they get an opportunity again. The captain will think about his strike and will take it. Won't have second thoughts about it. From the same range, he punished in that dead ball situation. This time around in open play, looks to really get it into the back of the net again.
I mean, for a team like Angola that played lesser games than Namibia, should be the happiest one.
Zarata looks to find Salvador, but too much power on that ball. Was curling away from them. Will be kept alive by Binga. Afonso Binga forces the defender to commit. Salvador. Was looking to dance around the defender is Salvador, but his first touch pushed it too hard.
Too much of a good thing, rather. He could have let his teammate Afonso to make that cross, because he's already done the job, created space for him.
Ambritas gets up well to win that header, but doesn't get it into his favor, is Ambritas. Keeper to be started from base. Goku falls kindly for him. Will look to get it on to Salvador. Oncoming Afonso is unable to make it count as well. So a goal mouth scramble that really doesn't yield any positive results for Angola. And will be cleared out by Neshkwa eventually. So Afonso. Kamituka doing well since coming on. Has really been tasked with defensive duties more than anything is Kamituka since coming on. Afonso had his head up there and wanted to take the shot from that awkward angle. He spotted something that maybe we didn't see from up here.
I think, it's all about panic reaction more than anything. There's no idea, a play or an approach that should be assisting them going forward. They seem to be on the panic mode through and through. Oh, there's another man going out. There is Antonio for Abdul Bari.
Well, the pacey Abdul Bari comes in for the man that won player of the match in the previous two games that Angola played. So fresh legs in that middle of the park from Angola. So we're hoping that maybe it can yield fruits for them. Unable to really get control of the ball, but will be shielded well and wins a free kick. Does Domingos Andrade. The goalkeeper comes quickly to take it. You get that sense of urgency. They really want to get it behind the defense of Namibia, but they're going to have it hard to go with the tall stature of Baggio Nashikwa standing there. Makonka.
I think now it's all about putting more pressure on the Namibian defense and just try and add numbers going forward. You're 8 minutes away from just saying goodbye to your chances of playing the finals.
Free kick given away, and much to the disappointment of Domingos Andrade. In that instance, he knows what happened in the last set play that Namibia got. This time around, they choose to take it short, launching one into the box in search of Bennett. Does get his header to it, but is unable to really make it count. Rushed on the ball. Shot from distance, spotted the keeper off his line and was looking to catch him off guard.
He's all the right mind and the idea. Just every time he gets the ball in that position, he goes for shots. And it's been working for them. It's also another way of chowing time.
Jueza lays it nicely for Jansi White. Back to Juenza. Gets it into the box and search for Benta, but it is Tome that does well to get it out of danger. Now Zalata will clean up for Angola, and in doing so trying to set them up in going forward. Afonso, they really keep it rolling as Angola. Tome swing into the box and will land into the safe hands of Rahuka.
For fairness, Rahuka is also a contender of man of the match, and hopefully we'll see a keeper being awarded the man of the match. He's been a solid keeper today, and he's kept his team alive when Angola were trying to bury their chances at first half. But we're not taking away from the likes of Steven Damasab, the likes of Prince Chueza, who also have been showing some sign of character.
Makanka, that touch got his team under pressure, but they come again is Angola. Piling pressure on is Angola. Tome has overlapped and gone up front. And it's free kick against Tellison Tome. He thought he had a penalty from that range. Well, the players need to focus on the football, not.
It's ambition and ambition. I think for ambition, that's putting pressure on him, and he had the last kick, but he claims for a deflection coming from that man.
Well, the Clements Kanduka of Malawi will not make that mistake. With all the refereeing teams in this competition are all FIFA accredited, so it's the highest standard of refereeing that is presented in this year's COSAFA Under-20 campaign. South Africa's got 2 officials, with also 2 coming from Botswana as well. 2 from Zambia as well. So there's a whole list of officials coming into the snatch. So with the wind blowing from the right hand side of your picture, going right across to the left hand side, the wind speeds are seemingly picking up slightly.
There's a pushing there on the Chueza. He's staying in his ground. Throughout the game, he's just been trying to be a soldier. And, just a few minutes away.
Well, this time around, the keeper, Antonio, he's beaten once, will not be beaten again also in this game. They come away into it, they get into the box. Abdul Bari gets Salvatore. Salvatore on the turn and unable to direct it goalward. They get a corner. Is Angola piling on the pressure in the 3 minutes that remain. So, an in-swinger. The referee asked the kicker to really wait. She needs to lay down the law once more. Far post. Easily dealt with by Njueza. Throw in. They're looking to take it as quick as possible. Tome. Zalata looks to get it into the box and it's deflected away. They come away with it. Is Namibia now. Njueza holds it up nicely for support. Will go wide and support does really arrive and finds it in Karuombe. Karuombe looks to get it into the box and too close to the keeper. He'll come out and kick that away. So Ngoku capitalizes on the mistake from the defender. And Karuombe Ngoku standing down, well, sitting down there in expectation of a foul. Your thoughts on that?
I think it's all about him just falling down. I mean, he came over the actual that Chipenjabi, who was also trying to go for the ball, but when you want to get the referee's attention, you do anything, especially when you're chasing the game.
Well, this is the third semi-final for Angola in a row, and 2 times in a row they failed to make it to the final. In 2018 as well as 2019, they both finished with the bronze medal. A performance they were hoping really to improve this year as they go in search of their first COSAFA Cup. And as things stand, with just 30 seconds of official time, we're waiting. They really won't change things, is Angola. But they remain, Angola, the most successful team as far as Africa Cup of Nations is concerned at this level. A shot came in and easy pickings there for the keeper. 4 minutes of time added on. Namibia have 4 minutes to hold off Angola, who's really been on the ascendancy, seeing most of the ball, creating most of the opportunities, but really not getting them into the back of the net. Bennett. Afonso. Ngoku. Tommy. Ngoku. Into the box in search for Mukonka. Red wall by the keeper. Sterling job from Rauka. We haven't had a man of the match in this tournament as a goalkeeper. He really is putting up his hand, is Rauka.
Well, unfortunate for him in this match, as Steven Damasab will be the man of the match for the day. I think it comes from the goal, maybe the set pieces that were directed goal. It's just a few inches or centimeters away from goal as well. He's been playing a very crucial role in the center there, just being solid, denying Angola the chances that they wanted to create coming from the center. So I want to say that Steven Damasab will be the man of the match, deservedly so, should we say. Had it not been him, it would have been maybe Ruga.
Salvador looks to turn. Goes down just on the inside of the 18 area. Much to the applause. Well, the stands are applauding the referee for that work there, but Gurirap will have to watch himself.
It's an ambitious request. I mean, honestly, he got the ball and he then went on top of him.
So wind speed's picking up and troubling Rauka as he looks to clear the defenses there. The ball being pushed back into their own half by the wind. Tommy wide. Into the box, the keeper, and it ricochets against the crossbar, but will stay out. Misread it there is Rauka, misread it, but it's Angola that still come with an opportunity. They are in the edge of the 18 area. Again an interception from Promise Korirap.
Could have been twists in this game, especially in the additional time. Rauka would have dropped the ball. I think he misread it there correctly, and he just needed to punch it, rather be safe than to guide it out. He was saved by the crossbar there, I must say.
Well, Nishka bounces in the box and cleared away by Njuoza.
They're playing dangerous now. Namibia in their own box. There seems to be a lot of ball watching. Seems to be a lack of concentration.
Corner to Angola, this may really well be the last play of the match, as only 10 seconds of the added 4 minutes is left. Zalata cleared away by Kanji. Coach Brits and the bench, they jump in elation as Namibia book their place in the final of the 2020 COSAFA Under-20, and they also, by doing that, book their place in the 2021 Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations, played out in Mauritania, from a country not having played football in the last 2 years to coming out and conquering against Angola, who is set as favorites to really make it out of this group stages, make it to the final, and maybe go on to be crowned for the very same time, for the very first time. But it is not to be. It is Angola that take it away by 1-0. The Namibians, they're doing well. They've done a sterling job. They've set back. They've really soaked up the pressure. A dead ball situation. They came back and they got that opportunity. They launched it into the back of the net from the captain himself.
Well, ideally, he had what it takes to take those set pieces and putting so much drive and direction to the ball and giving it good flight as well was quite an amazing one, and keeper was unable to just compete for that one. He had positioned himself wrongly there, and those guys from Namibia say we can profit from that.
Well, they've done a good job as Namibians. They came here with the mission, and mission accomplished. It is 1-0 to Namibia.
Thank you very much, commentary team. Well, a victory for Namibia means that they'll be jetting off to the total Under-20 African Cup of Nations. Now joining me, we have our player of the match and a player that got the all-important goal in Stephen Damaseb. Stephen, take us through what you're going through right now. You're very emotional. You were crying earlier on.
I have no words. I'm out of... It's an honor to take my country through. As a captain, I've done my best. We fought as a team. I just want to say thank you to the people that have been standing behind us this whole time. It's been a long journey. Thank you.
To the people at home that cannot quite see, the teammates are giving you points because it's an emotional journey. Stephen, just before you leave, how much emphasis did the coach place on set pieces, because we saw that's the only goal that stood here today and that mattered the most?
Well, this past training session we've really worked hard on our set pieces, and with every training session we've got better with it, and then it paid off, so I'm just happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The captain for Namibia, he got the goal via the set piece, and that is the goal that sends them straight through to the final of the COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championship. I am now joined by the coach of Angola. Coach, appreciate your time. For the third time in a row where the team bows out in the semi-finals, what did he make of the 90 minutes?
Pela terceira vez nós estamos nas semifinais. O que é que acha do jogo? O que é que achou do jogo?
Eu acho que o passado fica no museu e a vida segue em frente. Nós fizemos...
The past remains in the museum. Life goes on.
But what does he feel that, where does he see that the team was left wanting? Because we saw that the chances created were there, but there was just that lethal final pass that was just missing.
Apesar das chances criadas, as oportunidades, onde é que o professor acha que houve algum déficit?
Bem, é aí mesmo, é nas oportunidades, devemos aproveitá-las, e a Namíbia, num lance de bola parada, foi eficiente, mas dominamos completamente o jogo, fomos uma equipa com muita boa qualidade. Acredito eu que esses rapazes vão dar daqui a anos uma boa seleção principal de Angola. É um trabalho, é um processo, é bem verdade que queríamos passar por outra fase, mas não conseguimos e temos que fazer algumas coisas, mas é o resultado do jogo, é a minha final, é próprio. Agora, parabéns Namíbia por ter ganho o jogo 2.
First and foremost, we would like to congratulate Namibia for going through to the final. They deserved it. This is an ongoing process for us. It's not going to stop here. We are proud of the boys with the show we put on today, but we'll keep going. We can be sure that Angola will keep thriving until it reaches a success.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck today.
Great, thank you.
Joining me is the coach that got the victory, and man oh man does it matter. Namibia last reached the final and came out as runners-up of the COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championship back in 2010. Coach James, appreciate your time. A game that was so evenly poised, but it needed a moment of brilliance, and it came.
You see, that's what football is all about, you know. Individual brilliance is coming out, and that's what happened today. You know, in a team you'll always have a player that has certain extra skills than the others, and then you'll get the workers. And our team is so balanced, and that's what we had. You see, today it was tough. You know, when we played in Windhoek, when we started training in Windhoek, so many negative things were said about us. You know, we will not do well, etc., etc. The selection of the players were not right, and all those things. Here we're in the final. It's history for us. These boys played their heart out. All thumbs up to them. You know, I just want to thank our NFA for letting us come. You know, when last we participate in COSAFA, there's so much talent in Namibia, and they have the chance to showcase their talents at these type of tournaments. Look, there's a lot of people that supported us in Windhoek and in Namibia in general. We are going to AFCON. You came here for that. It was hard, it was difficult, but you know, when you have a team, a group of players that is together, a group of technical team that is together, nothing is impossible. You know, the Bible says that a diligent man will stand among kings, and that's what we did. We stood in front of kings today. We are on to the final.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Well, there we have it in terms of who will be one of the finalists in the final of the COSAFA Under-20 Championship. It is Namibia that have booked their spot, and not only that, they'll be heading out to the African Cup of Nations. The game that will then confirm who will join Namibia will be a game between Mozambique as well as Zambia in the second semi-final. Well, a game that did not have a lot of goals, but for Namibia, that is the goal that mattered, and it came in a way of their captain leading from the front and showing them that he is, of course, capable of taking this particular team. So Namibia, they've sealed their spot in the next round of the competition, which is the final. But very important for the coach to even talk about what it means for the nation, for the country, in terms of them going to the African Cup of Nations. Well, do join us for our second build-up as we get through the second semi-final.